Simply depends on whatever you want to do. You could also just come sit next to me if you wanted to. I really want to I want to get music for these calls, the intros.
To play in the beginning.
Yes. That's something that will definitely be brought on here, brought on board. All right. Let's get locked in.
Used to do in college. It's definitely
All right, today is going to be quite interesting. All right, so what's the flow, Justice? Bring everybody in, open the floor to say hi, drop in meditation, set the intention, and then we'll open it up to talk about community shares, do a little jam on that, and then we'll open it up to what people will be vulnerable. Okay. Hello. Oh, it's so good to see you, hon.
I know. Sorry, I've been gone.
Ain't got nothing to apologize for you.
Uh,
You're here. You don't worry about it.
I know. I know. I disappear sometimes. I internalize everything, though. I still watch and listen, but I
That's,
have to disappear.
hey, you do what you got to do,
I
Joanne.
know. I know. Trying to get as enlightened as you, my friend.
Oh, none of us are more or less enlightened than each other. We simply more or less enlightened moments. That's what
I've got plenty to learn, that is for sure.
every single one of us does, hon. It was great to see you, Jess. Joanna,
Yes.
good to see you as well. I love your outfit. You've got lots of moons and stars on you.
Thank you.
Of course. Hey, you got quite the vibe going. You
Thank
got,
you.
you got Dominique in here as well. We got Trish. Hello, Miss Trish. It's good to see you, hon. I saw you sent me a message. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I'll read it very shortly, right after this meeting. Got Marina coming in here. Corey Young. I don't think I've seen you before, Corey. Interesting. Lerat. I'd love to hear your beautiful faces as well. Welcome everyone in. As you can see, I've got my lovely lady back here as well, hanging out with me. This is Peyton.
Or good day.
Yeah. Good
Morning,
morning.
everyone.
Do you mean to say that the morning is good, or just simply a morning to be good on? If y'all know where that's from, free access to the community for life. Does anybody know where that quote is from?
What was the quote again?
She said good morning. And I was like, do you mean to say that the morning is good or simply a morning to be good on? Yep.
Wow.
Yep, you got it, Gandalf. Boom. All right, Hildy. Welcome. No. Yes, correct. It is from The Hobbit. It's close enough. It's acceptable answer. Beautiful. So we're just going to give it a minute and make sure that everybody who wants to join has the opportunity to join. I would love if you all turned on your cameras if you can, even if you're out and about, even if the phone is in your.
Turn on my camera.
Yeah, everybody throw on their camera. Clara, it's great to see you. You seem like a new face, hon. Have you been with us before hanging out?
Oh, yesterday. Hi, everybody. I was yesterday for the new moon call.
Oh, beautiful. So you're hanging out with us with Sam's call. How did you?
Yes, it was so powerful, but my internet crashed. Sorry for my English. It's a little bit bad sometimes,
It sounds
but
beautiful. You're so good.
I'm French. But crash and I can come back. So I'm gonna take the replay. But it was very beautiful, and I don't know. I'm here for see.
Hmm. Well, it's wonderful to have you. I'm sorry you got kicked out of the
I
meeting because of
just
your
wanted
internet.
to say that Justice is such a beautiful name. I was with my daughter today, and I look for you, and I said for her, "Wow, the name of him is Justice." So great.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I really appreciate that. I try my best to live up to what the name means, and it feels nice for that to be acknowledged. So thank you, Clara.
Yes.
It's wonderful to have your presence here. You're so radiant. I can feel the good vibes flowing from you already.
Oh, thank you. You guys are too.
Beautiful. Veronique, it's great to see you, hun. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely vibing, thriving.
Amazing.
Hmm. We're gonna get into some juiciness today as well. I want to just make sure everybody gets a chance to pop in and say hi. It's good to see you as well, Miss Heather, as always. You doing good this morning, hon? All right, wonderful. Hunter, bro, you've got some killer hair, dude. I don't think I've seen you with your hair down. Yeah, you can unmute if you want to give a shout, bro. There you go.
Thank you, thank you.
No sweat, brother.
It's my first
What's your
time actually popping in. Today's actually my birthday.
Yo,
Turn
it's
21.
your birthday? Yo, drop some love in the chat for this man. How old you turning, dude? How many trips around the sun?
21. What?
Say that one more time.
21.
21? Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Exactly. Happy solar return. Everybody drop some love on this, man. We'll drop you into the prayers today, bro. Thank you for hanging out with us on your birthday. That's such an honor.
This is like my number one for today. It's
Really?
my favorite spot. Oh yeah, it's the New Earth.
I love to hear that, bro. That fills my heart up. What an honor it is to be able to hold that kind of space where you want to show up with us on your birthday. Nonetheless, it's your number one, dude. All right, I guess we'll
Yeah, I don't show up as much as I'd like. Always flying around.
what do you do? What else you got planned for today? You say you're always flying around.
I don't know. Try to talk to other people about plans, but someone wants to go to the casino and other people want to go do other stuff. And yeah, no, we'll see. But I just want peace. So we'll see.
Just want peace. Yeah, bro, you run
Yes.
the show. It's your life. You run the show. You do what you want to do on your birthday. Remember, this is it's one of the most important days well, it is the most important day for us as souls in the entire year. To get grounded, to plant the seeds that we want to grow.
Spring, yeah.
Really lean into that today. Exercise your higher will and do what you truly want to do. Don't let anybody pull you around, bro.
Thank you.
Of course. Happy solar return, Hunter. We'll chat about that later, bro. It's a pleasure to have you here. All right, we got F and Alika in here as well. Great to see you ladies as always. Alika, really quick, we were just chatting about it was just on the phone with Thor. He just flew back into Norway, which is the reason he's not on this call because he just got off the plane, hopped in a team meeting. He's like, boys, I'm out. I'm going to bed. I'm sorry. He's like, I'm not doing this today. And yeah, so we just dropped in and he's like, after leaving Bali, he's like, I don't want to come back here anymore. He's like, I got to go back to Bali. He was like planning 4 months out to rent out his apartment because we're moving all of our ops over to Bali. So we're gonna have a hub there. Reese, Leo, Thor, Cole, they're gonna be living in Bali, and I'll be coming over quite often. So if any of y'all are stationed in Bali, just know New Earth Hub, our retreats, we're all gonna be hosting that in Bali moving forward. So it'll be quite the destination. It'll be beautiful.
That's amazing. I told you it's gonna happen sooner than you even expected.
Yeah, it's moving. It's moving really fast.
It's like once you come here, there is no way back. You know, you experience normal life and you're like, oh no, like
Exactly. I can't wait to go. It'll be
that's
quite the incredible
amazing.
experience to drop in with all of you inside of Bali. What a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you doing good today, though, Elika?
Yes, I'm doing great. Actually, I'm on the second day of a 3-day fast. It's my first time fasting, but I'm on the juice, like juice fasting, and I actually feel amazing. I feel light. I learned how to navigate the hunger straight away, like just breathing, and I got so much creativity, so much ideas where I was stuck in my other projects. Like I just got loads of ideas and how to navigate it and open the gateways. I'm like, okay, amazing. Yeah. I actually wanted to give up already yesterday. And then I was like, it was like evening. I was like, okay, I can manage at least one day. And then I was like, I woke up this morning. I was like, if I give up today, I will be the normal me like I would do it before. And I was like, okay, maybe now is the time for me where I can actually shift my realities by doing something different, you know? So I choose like, I'm gonna just stay just literally because of this as well. So when you do something different, you get the different results of everything around you. So yeah.
I'm proud of you. 3-day
Yeah,
fast is nothing to scoff at either. And the exercise of the will is beautiful. I see F over here torturing you, though. Enjoying her beautiful meal.
Enjoy.
Sorry, I arrived in Greece today and I'm so hungry. I haven't slept so many hours and I just need some food.
There's nothing to apologize for. We're just teasing, just teasing. All right, the vibes are set. The stage is set. I'm proud of you for your fast. I had the same plan for the weekend, and then my girlfriend made peanut butter cookies, and I crumbled. So, we sometimes we must admit to our humanity, and she was quite happy seeing me thoroughly enjoy those cookies. So, it's an act of love. Ingesting copious amounts of sugar. Love it. Anyways, Giselle, it's great to see you. All right, I think everybody is in. We got 20 people in here. That's always it's a nice Monday. And let's hop to the mojo for today. So, community announcements. Really biggest thing to understand was that, yeah, ops are going to be moving to Bali. Those seeds are inside of the field, right? They're going to be nurtured over the coming months. What I really want to focus on today specifically is our shadows in regards to social media and how it can be used truthfully as one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. I assume all of you follow Thor. That's why you're here. So you've probably seen on his page the videos that they posted recently of the four of them chatting and really, really going deep into their personal shadows and using Instagram as a platform to help bring the spotlight of truth onto that experience, right? And that's kind of the example, the precedent that we're trying to set, turning social media from Medea, the goddess of illusion and deception, this whole false mask of the influencer, and dissolving that into our humanity, right? Showing our interpersonal relationships and what we're working through so that we can really be seen in that process. Because sometimes all it takes to dissolve a shadow is for it to be witnessed. And then when you just see that it's not in integrity with truth and it just injects itself from your nervous system, right? And then especially when you see yourself in that process and you can step into the courage to put it out there, right, and move through it, it can be one of the most empowering tools. I've been seeing Instagram accounts blow up all over the place with people not even engaging with their accounts. They're just using Instagram as their personal journal. They record a video reflection, send it out, 100-day challenge of not using social media. Yet they're just posting their video journal reflections about not using social media. It's an interesting dichotomy. So there's a lot that can be taken from that style of content. And that's what I want to drop into today, as well as your reflections around that, why that might be hard or difficult, or any rebuttals as well. But big picture, we're going to be talking about how the landscape of social media is changing to become much more akin to that type of sharing, and how our roles as leaders, as revolutionaries, how the sense of responsibility that we have to take for re-architecting this culture, right? For sharing videos like that, for engaging with the platform in an impeccable way, not projecting and spewing distortions all over the place. So I know all of you stand in integrity with that, and this will be a fun conversation. So to get it kicked off, we're going to drop into a little meditation as usual. Get us locked in. What are you doing over here? You got enough room?
I'm on the floor.
Oh, Nihal's joining. Perfect. The brother in here. You like the cushion?
Yeah, thank you.
Just want to let my brother in, make sure that Nihal is in. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, my good friend. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We're just about to drop into a meditation and get this whole thing kicked off.
Hello. Awesome.
All right, find a good posture. Find a dignified posture. Chest up, chin down, shoulders back. Wise spine, as the Vedas would say. Feel into where the tension is in your body. Just become familiar with it for a second, and then we're just going to melt it away. Take one big normal breath, and then we're going to take a communal exhale. You're going to empty your lungs all the way, and then on my count, we're going to inhale for 8 seconds. You're going to fill the diaphragm and then fill the lungs as deep as they can go. And then you're going to take another little inhale at the top and hold for 5. And then we'll just do one big at the end. Okay? Find your breath. Exhale all the way. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. We're at the top. Exhale. Ah. Hold. Sharp inhale. Hold at the top. A little more in. Sit in the space. Feel your body. Gentle exhale. Feel the energy moving through your hands, through your feet. Feel the heat or the cold. Moving back to gentle but full breaths. As I guide you here, guide yourself through these big, deep, circular breaths. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. Guide yourself for 10 of those on your own count. I'm going to do a little body embodiment here. Continuing the breath, bring your attention to the feet, into your butt where you're being supported. Feel your weight on the floor. Feel your weight pulling you down into the earth, and equally the weight of the earth supporting you and pushing you back up. Grateful for our Divine Mother that supports us, nourishes us, and holds us. Grateful for our feet that support us, for all of our toes, and for our legs and our knees that allow us to flex, for our thighs that carry us, for the seat on which we sit. Grateful for our reproductive organs that allow us to bring life and creativity into this world, for the root, the seed of the soul. Moving up into the fire of our digestive system, grateful, feeling into all of those processes, unseen yet felt, but so necessary inside the body. Gratitude for all of your organs, for your liver, for your kidneys, for your lungs that fill with this beautiful ether. Or if you stopped breathing, the first thing you would lose is consciousness. So grateful for the life that we breathe in. Grateful for our heart that beats without us asking, keeping us alive, generating the field that allows our consciousness to inhabit this body. For the blood that circulates in our veins, for all the cells and antibodies and all the small little functions that our body performs, all of the beautiful, majestic functions that breathe so much life and vitality into this world. Grateful for every cell, for to every cell you are God, and every cell holds God within it. Feeling the responsibility as well to take care of all of those cells, using the higher will to honor the divinity in your body, in the majesty of this process and all of its divine complexity. Grateful for it all. Grateful for our shoulders, elbows, and hands, for our arms, for our hands that allow us to grasp and to feel, to express, to draw, and to create. For many are not blessed with this gift. Be grateful for your hands, for they do so much with us. Moving up to the neck and to the back, grateful for each vertebrae of the spine. Sit good in tall, dignified posture, feeling each vertebrae extending as you extend your posture. Then breathe in, bringing the chest up and shoulders back, really tucking the pelvis, finding that good, dignified posture. Grateful for our spine that supports us, that supports the rising of that Kundalini serpent energy moving through the spine, into the neck and filling the head, that powerful energy into the cave of Brahma and the cerebrum around the head. Feeling grateful for everything that is on your beautiful head, for your ears, for the sound that you can perceive, for the sound of the bird and the winds and the trees, for the song and the voice of your loved ones, the celebration. For many are not blessed with this gift. Grateful. We are grateful for our mouths that can taste, that can articulate, that allow us to express ourselves, to be expressed, to share, to breathe, to feel, to create with the power of the voice. For God said, "Let there be light." So honor the responsibility of your word, the spoken power of creation. Grateful for the nose. Breathe in deep. Feel the sensations at the tip of your nose as you inhale and exhale. Notice all the subtle sensations of the air moving in, filling your throat and your lungs, feeling that ether pouring into your heart. Grateful that you can breathe and you can smell, for some are not blessed with this gift. Breathing in one more time, super deep. We are grateful for our eyes that can see, for the perception of beauty and all the light in this world, so that you may perceive yourself and all of the divinity of God being mirrored back to you in its beautiful, beautiful, elegant forms. From the spring flowers to the eyes of those that you care about, to the reflection of you in the mirror, getting to see your physical manifestation, to the vast expanse of this beautiful blue sky and to the stars into the night. Getting to look out at the vast expanse of the ocean, to look down at your own hands, to the work that you've created and to the smiles that you bring to the faces of those around you. Grateful to be able to witness your divinity and your majesty in this life. Grateful to be able to see, if we choose, the divinity in all things in every moment. Or there are no ordinary moments, if you look close enough. For the Buddha said, we can find enlightenment in a single moment, in a single breath, if we pay close enough attention. Being empty enough to be filled by the almighty wonder that is God. Take a gentle breath and exhale and hold at the bottom of the exhale. You don't have to push it all the way out, but we're just going to sit with silence in that emptiness and that gratitude for a moment. Bringing your awareness now to calling in your masters, teachers, and guides, all of your ancestors that walk with you. I'll call on now my masters, teachers, and guides, and the guides of all of those present. May we hold hands across time and space as we have chosen to come here again in divine communion, to hold space with each other. May this sacred container be honored with benevolence and love, calling in the fiery, transformative power of the dragons, the angels that watch over all of us, of our ancestors and our lineage, calling forth the transmutative power that must be brought so that we may feel what must be felt, see what must be seen, hear what must be heard, and do what must be done so that we can live in integrity with our highest good right here, right now, together, today. Find a nice exhale, and on 3, we're going to take a communal deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Big inhale. Big sigh. And with a smile, back to that dignified posture. Thank you for bringing us together today. Thank you for honoring your soul contracts. Thank you for honoring and seeing the divinity within you and for doing what must be done. I believe in you. I honor you. And I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aho. And so it is done. Coming back to the body and back to the space whenever you're ready. I love you all deeply. Thank you for taking the time to be present and to meditate and to feel into the collective beauty of the space. I'm proud of you all. Feel free to drop in the chat now how you're feeling. Spread the love. Let everybody see and be witness to witness each other. I'm proud of you. Okay. How do you feel? Okay. Into the magic mojo for today. Really got to get some music in these calls. Really what's missing. I'm going to curate a soundtrack. If anybody has some drops for the community, feel free to drop some ambient music in the chat. I'd love to share and curate a playlist that's been created by all of you to bring that energy into these calls. Feel free to send those to me. So, today. Thank you, Jess. Big love, hon. Today is really an extension of what we just experienced. How do we bring that level of presence, that level of power and benevolence and intention to what we create in the world? You're all here because of social media. Every single one of you, I included. The objective is to be able to bring and bridge our gifts that we are able to share via this beautiful gift that is the internet and make it powerful and magnetic enough that we're able to draw in those who must be touched through the flesh as well. Right? But for right now, we're grateful and powerful enough to be able to share that message and impact thousands, hundreds of thousands, and quite remarkably millions, if not billions of people. And all it takes is the intention and the coordination to move together and to simply turn our relationship with social media into an extension of our spiritual practice. And for many of you, it already is already an extension of how you do shadow work. Because if any of you have posted, Phil talks about this, it's so funny to experience just how much fear comes up in us when we try to put ourselves out there, no matter what it is we share, even if we didn't make it. There's all of this fear of rejection and judgment. It's just been programmed into us. And when you're courageous enough and yet surrendered enough to speak your truth, to share it, to bring the love that must be shared into this world and put it out there, you inevitably magnetize whatever you are supposed to from that experience. The key is balancing that feminine spiritual expression with enough masculine tact and understanding of how to do it so that your message reaches as many people as possible and it reaches the people it needs to reach. That's the point of magic. And to me, seeing what Thor has done up until this point, that is what is so impressive. He's balanced this truth-seeking, fiery energy and this feminine vulnerability, which is why many of you are here. You've seen, you've resonated with that. Okay, yeah, He's fiery and he's really in it, yet at the same time, he's willing to acknowledge his flaws, his weaknesses. And for me personally, that's the most beautiful part about Thor. And it's the most beautiful part about all of you that I've interacted with, that I've seen in your work. You hold that same desire and intention to share that, to make an impact in the world, yet also to be vulnerable and share your story and mission. Because it is your story, your mission. That is the most important thing that anyone could ever hear. How you have been transformed, the pain that you have experienced, what you are currently moving through. Because especially in an age where we're all on screens connecting together, we miss so many aspects of the human element. And we feel like we have to uphold this mask. So when you put your process on display, your common humanity, the innate pains and weaknesses that we all experience, there's nothing that builds more trust than that. If you think about your best friends, your closest relationships, why do you trust that person? Why do you feel like you know them so deeply? Because you get to see who they really are, because they've shown you that inner process. Now, there is a balance to this. There's a rite of passage to earning that and understanding that and seeing that. And that's a fine line that we have to walk between what feels right for you to share. Right? What is too much and what is just spewing useless, processing on social media versus really going deep into the shadows, extracting a lesson and making it valuable for people. Absolutely, Nahal. We've seen them through their lowest and their highs. And when we get to the root of what social media can be used for, I'm going to stop calling it social media for all of you in this call for your context. I've always referred to it, since I changed my relationship with it, to social service, right? These social service platforms. How are we showing up to serve? What gifts are we giving to the world when we show up on these platforms? Not for our own personal gain, for the sake of the collective. Because anytime we move into, I'm doing this for my own personal gain, we unbalance the scales, where inherently everything that we do for our own personal gain is in service to the world, because we must be in service, right? Just like a vending machine says, out of service, no abundance flows. You must be in service in some way. Right? So you're thinking from a business and practical standpoint here. It's a social service platform. That's what I have my social media folder named. It's called social service. It's just, how do we show up, right? It's all about the frame. So coming back now, why is this so important from a business standpoint? When we think about the customer journey, right? People will never invest in a product because they like the product, right? They might think it's cool. And this is really for the tech world. People will buy a technical product because they think it's cool. We're not selling a technical product. Your service is you, period. There is no reformatted wisdom that you can share, or certification or training that you can put next to your name that will validate you in somebody's mind, especially in this space. Because a lot of you, and I know we all share the same relationship when it comes to letters next to our name and our qualifications. It's for our own benefit. Yet when we see that next to somebody's name at this point, it's like, what does that even mean? I want to see you, how you show up as a human being, right? How do you lead by example? That's what qualifies you. So when you put that process on social media, when you show how you lead by example is in all aspects of your life, people get to get a clear picture of your true identity. The objective here is leaving as little room for assumption as possible. So, people make assumptions about you and your product when you leave questions unanswered, right? And you want those questions to be able to be answered with a sense of completeness, so that people can really qualify themselves to come to you and move through that process. Because the only reason somebody's going to invest in you is if they see a piece of themselves in you. That's it. You think about why you like people. We're as human beings, we're so silly about this, right? You're like, oh my God, I really dig you and your personality is great. It's because you're seeing yourself in that person. You're seeing aspects of yourself that you love and appreciate and or that you aspire to in that person. We don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. So the more opportunities you give people to see you as you are, the deeper relationship that they can build. I mean, this is all straightforward, but it must be said because our relationship with social media is so twisted because of Medea. What is Medea? The goddess of illusion and deception in Greek mythology. Medea. What is it currently doing to our society? Creating false illusions, assumptions that are being perpetuated, and dividing us. You go to any comment section, no matter how beautiful the video, people just gotta find fucking something to argue about. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I've started calling people out on my videos. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This video is about the love and the nourishing in this world. And you're slapping all sorts of labels on it, people getting into arguments, calling each other out, roasting. I'm like, what are you doing? Right? And you as the creator, those are the kind of comments that you respond to. Those are the kind of comments then that are sparked by your vulnerability that you get the opportunity to respond to, and that shows who you really are. Right? It's those things. And you might find you're impressing yourself quite often when you look through these comments and you're like, wow, I'm really understanding where these people are really stuck on something here. And that gives you the opportunity to flex your resolution muscles. Now, a lot of you are coaches, healers, guys. Some of you are just want to share the truth and give something out there. You're all at very different points in your journeys. That's what's so beautiful about this. This in particular is exactly what Thor and we're trying to create a roadmap for this and make it easy to understand, right? Pioneering a new way of showing up on these platforms so that we can actually be in our greatest service to the world, for you to stay in your genius while not being afraid of the altered perceptions. Now let's speak to that for a minute. The altered perceptions. And then I want to open the floor to chat about this and this discourse. Happy you're alive.
Thank you.
Okay. So, where did it go? So we're bringing it back to, wow, I just had such a brain fart. That's so funny. You sneezed the idea out of my field. You're good. Can you remind me here where I was at? I just totally blanked out. That's so funny.
You're talking about
I don't know
altered
what's the,
perception.
oh, sorry. After this, yeah, you say it. I don't know how to say it.
You were talking about altered perceptions of social media, I guess.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring it back to our personal worlds. Thank you, Nahal. I appreciate you, bro. Common humanity. Y'all gotta look out for me. All right. So bringing it back to our personal world now. So we think about what's our biggest fears around posting on social media? And this is what I want to hear from you. Drop in the chat right now. When you think about, I'm going to post this and I'm going to show my process, what's the first fear that comes up for you? Drop it in the chat right now, right? What is the thing that creates the most internal friction? Is it your family members and their perceived judgment? Is it old friends? Is it, do I sound like an idiot? Facts, bro. Being misunderstood. That is a really important one. Anybody else? Being misunderstood. Okay, so how do we create, then once again, no room for assumptions? Not wanting the exposure to the external world, right? And that comes on your own journey then. If we're leaning into this as a shadow breaking through platform, it would be because that's a shadow that you're choosing to face. There's no force, there's no necessity to face this shadow. Only if you want to step into this world must you face this particular aspect. My likeness being out on technology. Interesting, your face being seen, quite literally just being accessible to the internet. Which wound from past lives and being found out. I'm not going to say that I totally understand that. I'd love if you expanded on that a little bit, Chelsea, because we got a lot of ladies in here. I'm sure they can relate a lot more than I could really understand. You want to riff on that for a second?
Yeah. Yeah, I think women hold so much power, so much of being in tune with the energies around us and the energies of other people. And through my own studies of witches, you know, they weren't necessarily like negative beings like trying to hurt other people. They were women who understood the energy of the earth, understood how to heal through energetics, through plants, through the inner worlds, and through a lot of the patriarchy, like moving in with this like control and wanting to have more of a material world. They were painted as these like evil beings. And for me, I've witnessed past life regressions where I, you know, was kind of like found out and hurt and killed for being so in tune. And so that's a really, really deep one that women tend to hold and can't really put words to, honestly. Like many women can't put words to, but it's something that like if we expose too much of our power, we're going to be hurt in some way.
If anybody else has something to share on that, feel free to speak up as well.
Yeah, the only way is to literally rewrite it subconsciously. But that's the thing, like not everyone has access to this information yet that it is possible to rewrite it. Because I've been in the past lives as well, and I literally had this problem. And you were right, like most of the women, like many of the women, it's like being afraid to show the power. But yeah, maybe we just need to educate people more on how to rewrite it so everybody can be free, basically showing it. That's a good one.
Thank you for expanding on that, because that gives me a lot of context and understanding to the witch wound and what that really means now. And let's address that from a practical level. What are the ways that you can be hurt or found out? What comes to mind? Right? If you were to show too much of your power now, what would happen? And what would showing your power look like on social media?
Jess actually sent me a direct message and she said it perfectly. It's being shunned. It's being shut out. It's being canceled. And like that, like if we're sharing our power to help others and then we're canceled, like that is like killing our power, right? Like that is killing our spirit. I think that's on social media at least, or social service. That's like the big worry is when you're misunderstood and then people start attacking you. It might not be physical attacks like it was in past lives, but it is attacking you and your spirit and your power.
I would also add dismissal to that. Like just for me, being dismissed is almost, it hurts me more than actually physically being hurt to be dismissed or put to the side or ignored in some shape, form, or fashion. So I would add that to that.
That's an interesting shadow as well. I would love to dig into that too. So, from the practical level, being canceled. From the interpersonal level, the fear and the pain around being dismissed and not truly being acknowledged for your full power, right? So let's dive into the energetics of this first. The number one responsibility that we hold is creating as little room for assumption as possible, right? And that means context. Now, it must be expanded upon and emphasized before we dive into this. To attach to anything that is outside of our control and to fixate upon its outcome is insanity. It is a trick of the ego. Period. And whether or not people accept you or reject you is entirely without of your control. And so long as you speak from truth and in integrity with love, you will A, only magnetize the people that you are supposed to magnetize, and B, will reject and piss off everyone who you're not, which is once again, exactly what you're supposed to do. To acknowledge that it's not divine perfection is to simply be in dissatisfaction, to be in not acceptance. That's not surrender, right? But at the same time, this is what we're working on now, is how do we deliver that with a level of tact? How do we deliver that with such impeccable clarity that we leave as little room for assumption as possible, as little room to be misunderstood? So let's go to that. Where does it start? Where does being misunderstood start? With your intentions. When your intentions are clearly felt from the get-go, remember your Instagram page in this essence is a reflection of your personality. Where your intentions are clear from the beginning, my why, this is why I'm doing it. It's one of the first videos I ever made. Just like with this community, the entire energetics of the community change when we put the value pillars in. Drop those in, boom, all of this energy came through that was not there before. It created a sanctity. And it's the same thing practically when you're doing energy clearing and energy hygiene for your page, right? Remember, it's an extension of you. It's a living, breathing thing that is sending its mycelial network out into the internet. It's another organism in itself that you must treat. And when you call in spirit, spirit works through the algorithm, right? It's another way. Just like a random number generator can influence at a quantum level ones and zeros in a room, like are you all familiar? I mean, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, with the quantum influence on random number generators. Going to get a thumbs up, thumbs down? Yes? Thumbs down from Lika? Okay. No? No, no, no. All right, this is a beautiful thing to understand. So, because this will imbue you with a lot of confidence at a practical level, at your influence, your spiritual influence over technology. So there's been many studies done. You can all do this for yourself, and you can look up the experiments, and I would highly recommend that you do. There was an experiment done with a random number generator and a plant. The random number generator controlled where this light up on the ceiling pointed in each corner of the room, 1, 2, 3, or 4. They did a sample test where there was no plant in the room. Equal distribution over what it was, 1 million test sample size, right? No real differential margin. And that's what you'll get with a random number generator, is you'll get equal distribution of randomness, because that's the natural balancing of the universe. It will always mathematically balance itself out. When the plant was introduced, remember, it's controlling a light on the ceiling. The plant was placed in one corner. And when the plant was placed in that corner, there was a scientifically extremely large margin of difference between the percentage of time that the light spent in that corner, facing the plant. No other changes to the system. It's been tried and tested on numerous occasions. That simple consciousness of the plant, I need light, changed the mathematical expression of the random number generator, the only thing it had any remotely control over that determined its outcome, to change the influence of the light. This is the same thing that happens when you put content out. It is necessary to understand the physical, tangible effect of your intention, of your prayer. Every single one of you is familiar with the law of attraction and the ideas around that in some way, shape, or form. So we think about that. We're a magnet, right? We're polarized to a specific energy. We're going to attract that specific energy. The more crystal clear your intention is, your why, who you're speaking to, and what it is that you're doing, the more intensity your magnet has to be pulling those things in with a vigor, with an intensity, right? Just like it's a reflection of your confidence, of your trust in yourself to what you're doing. Because to trust yourself is a prerequisite to trusting yourself is having clarity on where you're going and why, right? To any degree, even if it's just the why. You don't have to know where or exactly what it's going to look like when you get there. But just like you can be confident when you enter a space that you're speaking from love, when you can speak from love and you know that you're not distorted, you can be confident. Just like when you know something is true, 100%. You don't have to speak with fear because you know it's true. And you can detach yourself from that fear of being misunderstood because you have the right not to take it personally. If you give love and you project truth and you share truth and you get anything back but love, that person's projecting onto you. And that is not your responsibility. You must take full responsibility only for that which you can control. You are not here to carry the weight and the problems of other people. You're not here to carry their shadows. You're here to reflect back to them through your experience how they can work through their shadows, not carry them for them. That also means releasing responsibility for people being misunderstood. The greatest thinkers in the world were misunderstood. Jesus was misunderstood. Pythagoras was misunderstood. Socrates was misunderstood. Think of any idol. The Buddha was misunderstood. To be great is to be misunderstood. So what are you afraid of? We're all here to be different. So allow yourself to be misunderstood. And so what if you contradict yourself? Speak your truth. Too many people are afraid, so they cloud the truth with their mask. They speak in half-truths, words that they think people will understand, and they don't give the context. That's the challenge with social media. And that is what you are being called to do different. How do you deliver in a minute and 30 seconds something so impeccably clear that it can't be argued with? The simple truth is, speak from your experience. That's all that matters. If you're inspired by a quote in a book, quote the author. This is where I learned this from. If you're speaking from your experience, tell the story. This is where I learned this from. And always conclude with, what do you think? When you take the humble stance of, I truly don't know anything and neither do you, you stop trying to place yourself as, I'm right, you're wrong. When you get rid of that dichotomy, we're all just in a learning feedback loop. And that is what must be done if we're going to create a nourishing environment out of these platforms. And it starts with you relinquishing that and always opening it up, even in your lessons and even with what you're teaching from your experience. You must absolutely always open it up to, this is my experience. What do you think? Right? Open up that dialogue. That's community. Because inherently, the only truth is that truth cannot be conveyed through words. It can't. It can only be felt. 100% of the time, your truth will be distorted by your words. Until we can all communicate telepathically again, good luck getting to 100% truth. All you can do is do your best. So, with that said, if any of y'all haven't read the 4 Agreements at this point in your life, I would highly suggest that you do, because it'll give you a lot of context to these more parameters, these boundaries for yourself, what you can take responsibility for and what you cannot, what you must not. The 4 Agreements are simple, and then we'll open up the floor. 1, be impeccable with your word. Your word is the power of creation. Honor it. To be impeccable means to be free from sin. To be free from sin means to not do anything that does not, to not sin means to not do anything that goes against the self. And if you are God, then the God is everything around you. To honor, with your word, the God in everything around you. To put simply, if actions speak louder than words, let the only words your actions speak be, I love you. Two, don't make assumptions. Once again, the human mind just wants answers. The monkey brain just wants answers. So it'll fill in the gaps with whatever given information it has, even if it's not the truth, which is what everyone in your comment section does. Everyone who thinks that they know you and they don't have the full picture, they're just going to make assumptions because they want answers. Even though they're not true, their answers make them feel safe. And that is exactly why it is not your responsibility. And you can abide by Agreement 3, to take nothing personally. Take nothing personally. Let that sink in one more time. Take nothing personally. The only thing you have responsibility over is you, is this physical body. Anytime you try to control anything else around you and you attach yourself with a sense of responsibility to the outcomes of those things, you become the judge and the prosecutor and the executor all at the same time. Let go. The only time you hold that karmic responsibility is when you're a parent. And there even comes a threshold in parenthood where you must let that go. One of the hardest things that any human being can do. If they're not your kids and your baby ain't about to fall off a cliff, let it go. And finally, number 4, always just do your best. Literally, do your best. Your best is variable. Your best is going to change whether or not it's 2:30 a.m. and you just went to the club and you dishonored all your agreements and you got no fucking energy. You got to be up at 6 a.m. Your best is going to look different than when you're on a 1-month hot streak and you've been nailing it every day and you've got your consistency moving, right? Your best is your best. No more, no less. Be intentional, because if you don't have an intention, you will live in tension. So be clear about where you're going, what you're doing, and why, so that you can move with as little tension and resistance as possible, so that your best gets easier. The only objective, day to day, that you should ever have on this journey is to make your prior best your new baseline. To take everything that we're doing here, to put it into practice, to take it from theory. Boom, this is great. All of these ideas. Yeah, that's great, but what about applying it to my life? Theory to practice. Practice it until it becomes habit, and then once it becomes habit, you master it. Theory to practice to mastery. So, with that said, hopefully that addresses our relationship with social media. And when you abide by those simple agreements, you can relinquish yourself from the responsibility of the backlash and of misunderstanding, of projection, of fear. And you, all as energy workers, in some way, shape, or form, have the responsibility of coding with intention all of your posts, your story, your mission, your why. So you make it indisputable that you're coming from a place of love. Tell your story, tell your why. That's all you can do. And then just speak from experience. People don't have your story and your why, though. That's your fault. So I think that's that. So take control of what you can. I would love to hear from y'all now. Now, after that big spiel, hopefully I hit the spot for some of you. That was a nice flow right there. I'd love to open up the floor if anybody likes to jump in.
I'm going to share that my hands were shaking after I shared about the witch wound, which, as being a facilitator and a leader in my own business and even here, I haven't experienced that in a long time. And that just shows how deep that subconscious wound is. But also, the big thing that I want to share is that by pushing through that and actually sharing it, how many women felt comfortable saying me too. And that to me is like, holy shit, that's the embodiment of the work that we're doing here, is being able to say, this is my experience. And as you say that, you bring those people that need that medicine, that need the almost the permission, the energetic permission to say, yeah, me too. I'm not alone. So just sharing that personal reflection on what just happened on this call.
And also to add to that, Chelsea, it deepens the feeling of community because you realize that you're not the only one, or that there is a name to the problem or the wound or the shadow. There's it's not something that was created and fabricated in your own head, and that other people see you. I think being seen is the most important thing.
Exactly. Beautifully said. As a guy, this is something I didn't understand until recently. And it's beautiful to witness exactly this. It's so beautiful. And Chelsea, that's exactly it. Leading by example. You are the bridge. Remember the video in Inside the NNU? You are the great bridge. It is your story that gives people the opportunity to be seen, to realize that they are not alone. And that is why it is your responsibility to share your story. Because if you don't, you are depriving these people that need to see you to honor themselves. And just like you said, Jess, sometimes all it takes is being witnessed. I went to this retreat in Wilmington, and there was a lot of really embodied and powerful women there that were moving through a lot. And because it was such a clean and safe space, and obviously I'm in a sacred a sacred union here as well, that I could move into that space honoring my own boundaries as well. And there wasn't an ounce of lust or any of these energetic distortions, right, around sexuality. So it created a really safe space for these women to move through these emotional processes. And because they had a lot of fear and distortions around men in particular, or not being safe around men, for the judgment and distortions and projections and all that stuff. They were never just able to move through that. That just me being there, witnessing them, independent, didn't have to lay a hand on them, didn't have to say a fucking word. Just me being there, witnessing them being vulnerable and giving them the space to do so was all they needed to just completely let all of it go. And I was like, shit, this is way easier than I thought it was. And it was so beautiful to see. And it taught me more about the feminine expression than I had learned ever. And what that looks like, how powerful it can be to just be witnessed and to be witnesses to each other and each other's processes. We don't always need words of affirmation and gifts and pats on the back and, oh my God, you're so good. Just look at me with the eyes of compassion. To see me for me. You don't have to say a damn thing other than your eyes to say, I see you. And that is the permission slip. It's genius way that the universe works when it's undistorted. But yeah, you ladies brought up really good points there. Anybody else want to share on that? Of
If I could just add something, Justice.
course.
Hi, everybody. It's actually my first time sharing on here, so my heartbeat's kind of pumping right now. Um, I really relate to what you shared, Chelsea. I thought, I mean, I see a lot of my shadows to what you shared as well. And although it was something new for me as well to hear about, like the witch wound. Um, it also made me feel a lot about kind of some of the masculine wounds that I carry. And growing up in my life, I've always been very deeply connected to my feminine energy, but I've never really had masculine role models for a long time in my life because of a lot of masculine wounds that I've had in my family growing up. And being an immigrant family living in the US, um, and everything that my dad had to do for us to start with 0 pennies to our pocket and trying to take care of 3 boys, you know. It was only until a few months ago, I think, when I actually opened up to my male friends because I've always surrounded myself with feminine energy. I've always had feminine, like my mother or my sisters or partners, where I would just be so radically like I would share and I could cry. But I've never done that with a man in a man's arms ever. Um, yeah. So like yeah, a few months ago I really needed masculine love and just wanted to feel held. And that's actually when I reached out to a friend back in the US. We haven't spoken in like 8 years. We just got on a call and I was like, we should reconnect. And I just shared everything. That call was for like 5 hours, and both of us just started crying for 2 hours straight in that call because we both realized we were going through the exact same thing at the same moment in time. And it took 8 years of us separate. Like I moved from the US back to India. I'm in India right now, and it's in the PM right now. It's 9 o'clock here, which is yeah. Sorry, I digress. But being 8 years apart and reconnecting and being on a call and just crying, um, that was one of the most healing moments for my life. So I relate to what you're sharing because I feel like, and I think it's important that we also see each other. Like in my journey, I really want to understand more of what are the feminine wounds that we carry as a planet and what are the masculine wounds we carry. as a consciousness together and just see and justice the way you shared about just like you don't have to say anything. It's just holding space. I think it's one of the most beautiful, most powerful things. So yeah, just thank you for sharing, and I just wanted to share that because I really relate to it, and it's some of the wounds that I battle. And it's been tremendous for me. And yeah, thank you.
I think I just want to say to that, thank you for speaking up because I when I had said it's a wound that a lot of us women carry, I actually feel like it is a wound that many men carry as well. And yeah, I think that is so beautiful. And what you shared about, being on that call with your friend, um, it's exactly that. We both need it. Like the men and the women both need to be seen. And so much of our society has built this construct where we don't. We're so blind to each other and we're so like focused in like the men feeling like they need to be the provider and not feel and not share what's going on internally. And then the women not feeling seen or not feeling heard because, they're just not. That's what our society tends to give us that blueprint. But yeah, this is just such a beautiful space for that because you're seeing it in real time. You're seeing in real time that we can feel and hear each other and gaze at each other softly and with this unconditional love, and that is what is going to heal this planet. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Got to be a foreword for a book or something, Chelsea. Be able to gaze at each other softly with that unconditional love. That's what's going to heal this planet. Thank you for sharing that, Nahal. Thank you, Chelsea. I see you, brother. I share that wound too. It's actually something that Thor has spoken on as well. I didn't realize it until this point in my life that I just never really had any brothers. I'm an only child. My relationships have always been with women and being seen in that, and I've always been the toxic fixer, trying to fix everybody. Thankfully, finally, no more fixing to have to do. She's perfect. But that I never had the opportunity to just connect with brothers that were not just closed off and completely disconnected emotionally and have no capacity to go there. And I got to witness that for the first time and to see that this is the culture. There's a radical responsibility for the man to step up and also to just be vulnerable and be soft. There's the new earth man. This is something that Tolle speaks about as well. Jung speaks about the embodiment of this new divine masculine. It's really a fascinating thing to see it being embodied. Many of y'all know I'm fresh out of the world of being a child. I'm 21 years old. So the stark contrast being in this position, in this role, surrounded by souls like you, it's black and white. It's like, wow, God, y'all are fucking idiots. Oh my God, this is incredible. Like, this is, it's really an incredible thing. Obviously, they're not idiots. They're just working through their own process in their own way on their own time. But there was a huge part of me that wanted to, at that point in my life, when I was surrounded by these people, still wanted to fix them. It's not our responsibility. And if y'all could figure it out by now, that's definitely one of my wounds, is wanting to fix people for them. Can make you a good coach at times, though, in healthy doses. But yeah, this has been such a beautiful chat today. Honestly, I'd love to open up the floor to you, Hunter, as well. I'd love to hear if there's anything you have to share. And I'd also like to do a special prayer with everybody, considering it is your birthday, to hold space for you, to bring some magic mojo in. So I'd love to open the floor, see if there's anything you'd like to share, and then we'll pray over you, my man. Everybody good with that? Do a little prayer for our boy? Beautiful. Hot mic.
I don't know. I'm not really good with being put on the spot. I'm terrible at context, but I do agree. It's been a beautiful chat. Um,
What are you feeling right now, bro? What's in your heart?
um, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Uh, just kind of appreciation, I guess, for the moment. Other than that, just always kind of, I don't know, looking forward to the next thing. It's still kind of early, I guess, for me too. But hmm, I don't know. Also, was not expecting that. But there was a lot of like, I guess, diverse and different things said. So it's hard to pick a couple. But overall, just about, yeah, kind of just appreciating and being aware of. Hmm.
I'm curious. I'm curious if you share one of these shadows of being able to be soft with the boys. You know, you just
Oh,
21, me and you are both 21, and
yep.
my homies in person, bro, they're just a lot of them are just incapable of going there. What's that like for you?
Yeah. So I have seven sisters and no brothers. And so that causes me to find a lot of brothers out in the other world, brothers from other mothers, you know. But most of them are closed off, and only got one or two of them that are kind of slowly learning and branching out. But you know, everyone learns at their own pace. But that's why I love this community because it's full of wise and beautiful people like you, and it helps me learn and reflect and look up to people. And because I always believe you should have someone above you to mentor you, you know, someone around your level of awareness to reflect, and then someone that maybe is still learning to kind of teach a little bit. And it's a nice community for that. And it helps well when it comes to talking to those closed off homies or brothers, you know.
Mhm. Hmm.
But we're all getting there. We're all kind of slow. I'm playing. Uh, good things take time. That's what
Taking,
I've done.
taking a couple 100,000 years for us to figure it out, but you know, we'll be all right.
We'll pull through.
Beautiful share, bro. I love
Thank you.
that. So for your birthday, if there's anything that you could bring to life this year, anything that you'd love to create or move through in your own personal life, what would that be?
I would hopefully like to start creating content in some form. I'm still kind of figuring out the blueprint, but
Shit,
I
man, I got
definitely
you.
know I'm gonna do it. But the how, I kind of got the why figured out a little bit. Still concrete in that, but for the most part, now it's the blueprint. And then that's something my other buddies kind of want to help with too, and so we're all kind of piecing it together. But I don't know. I got a lot of random little projects and things going on, and my family's pretty rough to live with, and dealing around them and like trying to help them out too, and all that is it's a lot of time. That's why I'm like, good things take time. But in the end, it will work out. But other than that, I just try to take it one day at a time and appreciate the good things and learn from the bad things. I guess they're all um, learning points for me. I guess I feel like you can learn from anything if you don't want to ignore it. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to be aware, and a lot of the times, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little hyper focused on some things, but other than that, I mean,
You know,
yeah,
considering
that's why I just try to Just try to take it easy.
Taking it easy, big dog. It's funny considering as many times as you've said, I don't know. You're speaking really, really much, really well, like you do know. And everything that you've said is fully embodied. Like it's honestly, you kind of speak like a sage because you use as few words as necessary.
I try to. I ramble.
Hey, bro, ramble on. So let's drop into a little prayer for you, my man. If everybody wants to just drop in and we'll open up this space again to just bring some magic and love into your life. Accept this light, bro. Accept the love that we're about to bomb you with. Okay.
Fully open.
Thank you. Fully received. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow revolutionaries, take a deep breath in together on my count. 1, 2, 3. Today, we'd like to honor Hunter Thorpe. Happy 21st solar return, my friend. I'd love to call on your ancestors, masters, teachers, and guides that walk with you on your journey. I'd like to call on the masters, teachers, and guides of every single one of us here in this space today, fully present. May we lay our loving hands of light over you, Hunter. Everyone envision us standing together in a circle with Hunter at the center, laying our hands together over you, my friend, with this purifying, beautiful white light. Breathing in, breathing out. We are channels, we are vessels for the divine love of our Creator, of that universal love that unites us and flows through us. I ask that Hunter be honored today. May his path be cleared. May his sight be clean and true. May he be empowered with the willful fire of creation. May he share what must be shared, feel what must be felt, see what must be seen, and do what must be done, so that he may give his greatest gifts to the world and live in integrity with his highest good. Your year will be bountiful, my friend. I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you. We love you, brother. Happy birthday. And so it is done.
Thank you.
Of course, big dog. What's community?
You have a gift for speeches.
I try to use it wisely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. That's why I got out of racing, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing what you create this year, Hunter. Thank you for spending time with us on your birthday. What a gift it is to have you here.
Oh yeah, start the day strongest,
Absolutely. Honor yourself, man. Stay tapped in, keep sharing, share your process. I'd love to see your growth.
Thank you. You too. The community is just exponential. Like that's awesome.
We're working hard to try and create something beautiful for all of you. And without every single one of you, this wouldn't be a community at all. So thank you all for showing up. I appreciate you. You give me purpose.
Thank you. You give me inspiration.
Of course, big dog. Okay. So we got 10 minutes left. I know this is what a beautiful time to be able to hang out on Mondays. I'm going to open the floor one more time. Anything practical anybody wants to share, anything emotionally inspired, just whatever wants to come through, the floor is open. All of you have the equal opportunity here to share your magic. So bring the lightning. Only if you want to. It's entirely up to you. The invitation's open.
I think I'm gonna journal on my social media because I'm not feeling resistance to sharing personal things about me, thankfully. I think I've worked through some of that. But I realized when you were talking about the why that hasn't been at the center. It's just been this like I need to post, I need to post, I need to post. and I'm not thinking about the why. It's like I'm putting this pressure on myself because it's for my career and that's what I have to do. And then it just gets in that cycle of like, it's not very inspired because it just feels like a chore that I have to do for my career because it's good for my career. Like it doesn't even make sense. It's just all like this weird loop of like it's not really grounded in my why. And like I know it's because I want to be a positive influence in the world and show people who are maybe like wanting to do what I get to do that it's possible. Like I'm not anything more special than anybody else who like wants to be a musician or travel doing music. That's what I get to do. So like I would love to inspire people, especially maybe girls, that they can do that. But like I'm not thinking about that every day when I tell myself I need to post. And that would totally change my outlook and my motivation and my drive to create content that is centered that way. And it's so true what you said, like to actually say that on social media, not for me to just journal and think about it in my own head, but to put that out there and maybe even pin it and say, this, like, welcome to my page. This is why I'm here. Like, I don't know. It is kind of obvious, but at the same time, it's not because we get wrapped up in, what we feel like we have to do. And you see other people who are successful and they're doing it. So like, I should probably do that. You don't realize, you kind of start to slip away from what's truly important. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm kind of just reiterating what you advised us to do, but maybe that breaks the ice a little bit. I'm really excited though.
It's a really good shout. That brings to mind a little exercise then. How many of you raise your hand in the chat if you have a very clear why that you could say in 2 sentences about why you're posting on social media? Raise your hand, everybody. All right, so we've got 3, 4. Okay, 4. But maybe you, Chelsea. That was a very. So, exercise. Even for those of you who have this why, this will be easier for you. What we're going to do, a little exercise. I mean, this is reminiscent of the Ikigai. But the only objective here is to create a clear why. A 2-sentence or a paragraph long script that you can read and post. Your mission, your why, and your story. And this is what got you to where you're at, why it's important to you, and now why you're doing it. All right? So, the question we're answering is, what's my mission? And why should people care? That's the simplest way to put it. How to answer, what is my mission, is 3 questions. And this will be in the transcript, so I should be able to share this, but definitely write it down if you've got a pen and paper. What transformative moment in my life made this important to me? That's the first part about your mission. B, what kind of impact do I want to have on people? And C, what am I currently doing to have that impact on the world? Those are the 3 aspects of your mission: inspiration, purpose, and outcome that you're creating. That's why people should care, right? Why should they care? Because if they resonate with this part of your story and your mission, then they will feel like home on your page. Right, so everybody that's here right now, just journal on this, and if you've got 15 minutes, this is more than enough time to write this out and be present with this. And I think you guys will have it absolutely dialed in. And I will share it as well. Just share it inside the community. Your 2 paragraphs. If you want to record the video, even better, right? But this is just a simple thing, and you can write this on a card so that you can put this card in the back of your phone. What's your mission, right? And when you connect to that why, every time before you open Instagram, there's even apps for this. You can have it pause you before you enter the app and make you take a breath. These are shortcut apps. You can literally install an app that makes you wait before you open Instagram to be intentional when you open it. And or you can just exercise your will and take a breath before you open the app. But But get clear on that why. Why are you engaging with the platform at this point? It is to serve. It is always to serve, because your relationship with Instagram is two things. Business, it's your way to make money, so use it professionally. And B, you make money through service. So you're on here to serve. So always be thinking, how can I give? How can I give? How can I give? How can I give? And all of a sudden your dopamine system won't go, oh my God, I'm watching memes for 6 hours, right? It'll be all of a sudden you're getting all of this creative inspiration. It's all about the frame. If you go with the frame, I'm just going to brain rot myself for 2 minutes. I don't know why I'm on Instagram. You're going to brain rot yourself. If you go with the intention, I'm going to come here to get content ideas and figure out what I can share so I can deliver this message, that's exactly what you'll find. You'll see the world as you are, not as it is. So you define your relationship. So that's everybody's homework. Answer those questions, drop a paragraph in the school. If you want to record the video, bonus points. We'll watch the video together next call, right? And we can all tap into each other's missions. But yeah, I feel like that's a nice crispy way to end this off today. We've got 5 minutes. Anybody have any questions about
Can
that?
you just repeat the last point, the third one? I forgot to write it down.
Bro, I don't know what it is anymore. I was just winging it. No, I'm kidding. So the last point itself was, if I recall, maybe if I can get the transcript because I don't remember my exact language.
Or if anybody else wrote it down, if you could just type it in the chat or something, or just share it.
Inspiration, purpose, outcome.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So the outcome that you're trying to create, why you're doing it, the impact it's having on people. In essence, why should someone care, right? What are they going to get out of this relationship, your mission? What are you actually doing for the world? Type of inspiration. Beautiful. All right. Thank you for noting that down, Hunter. I'm going to write that down now too. This is the kind of stuff that just comes through on the fly.
Chelsea typed like the actual one, not the one-word response.
Inspiration, right? What was the transformative moment in your life or event that made this important to you? Your purpose for doing this. Who do you want to impact? What's your purpose? Why is it important to you now? And the outcome, the change that you want to see in the world. Who you want to impact. So sorry, not who you want to impact. It's quite literally the change that you want to see in the world. Beautiful. Okay. I will answer that question as well. It's time for a rebrand. And yeah, I'm proud of you all for hanging out with us today. This has been a fun one. It's one of my favorites.
Me too.
Beautiful. Anybody have any closing thoughts? Any closing questions? Need clarity on anything? See lots of calm faces. It's a good thing. All right, beautiful.
Can I share something real quick about the inspiration, purpose, and outcome?
Absolutely.
The way I've always liked to look at it is just like who, what, and why, but not necessarily in like an order. But I do like the more structured version of what you shared. But like an easier way to think of it is just like the who, as in like the purpose or like why you're sharing, and then the outcome is what and who you shared with, you know. But I don't know, I always like to simplify things, but I don't know.
Simplicity is the highest form of genius, bro. That's really what it comes down to.
I guess I like that. I've never heard that, but I guess I could see that. Compacted information.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you for that. That's what it comes down to. Who are you serving? What are you serving them with? And why is it important to you? Well, beautiful. On that note, or as the Top Gear boys would say, on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. If you know Top Gear, you'll get that. If you don't know Top Gear, that doesn't make any sense, but okay, whatever. I love Top Gear. Let's close this beautiful space. Drop it in for one more breath. And oh, we got somebody trying to join at the last minute. That's crazy. I'm sorry, you can't come in. Not right now. Drop in for one big breath. Empty the lungs. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Ah. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your time here today. I'd love to call on our masters, teachers, and guides and allow the space to be closed. May we maintain all of that beautiful, energizing light that flows between us. May we work and move in harmony. May anything that came into the field be integrated into our bodies. May we take action so we may see what must be seen, feel what must be felt, hear what must be heard, and do what must be done to live in integrity with our highest good. And may any distortions that may have come through this field today, any shadows that may have moved through us, let them be processed and transmuted into power, purpose, and clarity. And may this beautiful space be closed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is done. I love y'all, and I look forward to seeing what your missions are. I will see you again very shortly. Once again, feel free to send me music, send me your mission, ask questions, and I will see you again very soon. Peace and love.